Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Honest Reactions. My name is Jonathan. I'm the host of the YouTube podcast Masculinity Uncovered, and I'm gonna be watching a couple of videos that basically go by the title "Men Are Underappreciated," and it's not a feel-good story at all. It's more about trying to understand men's perspective. I mean, if we want to fix men's problems, we have to understand that, man, we're not. So here goes the first video.
When a man does not feel appreciated in the area of his presence, he becomes a version of a man that he can give you and still survive. And I promise you, you will not like that version. That version of him is silent, frustrated, sharp with his words, short-tempered. How many of y'all been getting that lately? Non-communicative. Because he has to become something that he can survive.
I think most men, even those who are in marriage, understand the situation very, very well. Most men, they're stuck in a marriage that oftentimes does not appreciate his sacrifice. And it is not that men can't leave for the purposes of they'll lose everything. It's the fact that men operate almost at a genetic level from a moral guideline. We have to stay because we have responsibilities. So the gentleman in this video is right to say that men become a version of themselves just to survive. At that point, the man basically abandons everything about him and becomes something that is just enough. And part of that is where the sentence, men die at 25 but are buried underground at 75, comes from. They basically go through life forgetting exactly everything that they know about themselves. They become a husk, right? I mean, if you want to know what men truly think, look at this comment section. Not sure how much longer I can keep doing this. Being to that point makes you feel broken as a man. At your absolute best, you won't be good enough for the wrong person. At your worst, you'll still be worth it to the right person. Remember that, my brothers. When a man goes silent, he is already planning on a future without the current situation. But I guess maybe he's tired of everything. Same. I'm there. I don't recognize who I am anymore. Spent the last 3 years of my marriage like this. I didn't tell her why because I was afraid to lose her. But the truth is, she broke my heart daily. When a man becomes quiet, he's searching for peace to add to self-peace. Sometimes it pays to be silent, but your mind is so active thinking about your next step will be. God will order your steps in Jesus' name. Amen, brother. I hope you're doing good. At that point now, Lord, give me the strength, the power to overcome. When a man goes silent, he is already planning on a future without the current situation. Yeah, second person says this. Yeah. So I mean, it's the same conversation. And what's funny about this is nobody says I want to leave the marriage. I don't want to leave the relationship, right? It's all about they're just trying to find something that they can hold on to, right? It's a pity, but this is unfortunately, I think, the majority of men today. Nothing to look forward to. They become husks of their previous selves. They don't smile anymore. Everything is a moot point at that point. Oh God, true, and this also goes for us women as well. No, doesn't go for y'all. because y'all know exactly what the man needs and y'all still refuse to do it. That's the difference. Y'all are impossible to appease, but y'all know perfectly well that men are easy to appease, extremely easy. But y'all won't do it because of it doesn't fulfill me emotionally. I mean, the story is so repetitive. So, Lady Shay Honey 89, no, this doesn't go for women because the moment y'all experience so-called unhappiness, y'all bail because it's about you. It's not about the relationship, it's about you. I mean, the story is endless. Reason why you divorced your husband? We grew apart. No, you decided to grow apart. He didn't. He was just trying to survive, take care of the family, take care of the children, responsibilities. So, no, don't give me that. Anyway, on to the next one.
When a man feels unappreciated, he begins to change. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. He shifts into a version of himself that helps him get through the day without the recognition.
Same thing.
What happens to a man in a relationship when he starts to feel unappreciated?
Men are willing to crawl through broken glass for their family and for their partner. But what starts to happen when he's feeling unappreciated is that he's doing all of this work, he's breaking his back to make everybody around him happy, but at the end of it, he's bleeding for no reason. And after this continues for too long, he begins to feel so desperate, so hopeless that he's doing everything he possibly can to improve the relationship, and yet none of that is coming back to him in terms of a positive benefit of appreciation and respect in the relationship. And so if this pattern of lack of appreciation, lack of respect continues for too long, he gets to a place where he starts getting really resentful. Why is he going to keep doing what he's doing if the reaction is only negativity and he's not getting any recognition for what he's doing? And this disconnect over time will widen, and eventually he'll either be unable to continue doing so, and so he'll exit the relationship, or he'll accept that this relationship just doesn't provide me with happiness, and he'll continue to live this kind of half-life, not only in the relationship, but in his wider life, in his career, in his personal relationships as well. If you found this useful, follow.
Unfortunately, most men will take the second option because it's the sunk cost fallacy. I would rather be in a relationship and trying to provide for my family than being absolutely miserable and having some semblance of peace. It's a tragedy in many ways because the man doesn't really know what to do anymore. He becomes self-defeated because he's trying to hold on to something that he can call home essentially, but there is nothing. There's no home to go to. And you see, Exhibit A, women laughing. This is why this conversation is important, because women genuinely don't care. They could give a shit about you. Next.
The reason why so many men struggle with feeling unappreciated and undervalued is because you're looking for it externally. The only true way that you're going to learn to feel appreciated is to first learn to appreciate yourself and understand that you are good enough. You are worth it. You do deserve that. And you can give that to yourself. And I know for a fact that you guys are stuck in this place where you're torn between not feeling valued, looking for that approval and that pat on the back from the people around you, but then on the other end of the coin, feeling like it's never enough. You could be doing more. And maybe if you go and do a little bit more, then they'll appreciate you. Then they'll give you that recognition. And you wonder why you go to sleep at night feeling alone. And the reason why you feel that way is because you have to give yourself that grace and understand that you are good enough and that you are appreciated, but you have to appreciate you first. And the craziest thing is going to happen when you do that is you don't need the validation from the world around you. And that empowers you to step into a place where you can really truly live in your purpose and be the man that you want to be rather than being the man that everyone else wants you to be or what you think they want you to be.
I think what he's saying is absolutely correct. But just to summarize it from what I can understand, he's saying you basically have to find self-worth within, on a Christian perspective. And just FYI, I am pursuing Christ to the fullest extent of it. Nothing else matters, really. My self-worth comes from Him and Him alone. Nothing else truly matters. If my personal relationship in any shape or form dismantles because of what I believe in Christ, then so be it. So, based on what he's saying, the path towards Christ is that self-worth and self-determination. Nothing about me really matters. It's all about Christ. Only that will actually make me believe in something that is worthwhile. So, look inside, gentlemen. Look inside.
To infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond.
This is unfortunately the modern world. The thing I've learned the hard way is nobody, absolutely nobody cares about you. The companies that you're supposed to work hard for to provide value, they do not care about you. And what's crazy about this, these corporations are the same people who are going to need new bodies in the future. But they're so short-term thinkers about money and profits that they could care less about the benefit of the average man. Unfortunately, there is no way to change this. That's what's sad about it. We can talk about entrepreneurship all day, but not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Yes, you can be your own electrician. You can be the business electrician. That's fair. But there's a shit ton of other jobs that need worker bees, right? It's just the way it is.
When the man that never been appreciated crosses path with the woman who was never loved correctly, you better watch out. Because that right there is a true power couple. Because there's two people that have been to the depth of hell and lifting themselves out. But now they're not doing it themselves. They're doing it together as one unit. And that right there is a force to be reckoned with. When the man that never been appreciated crosses path with the woman who was never loved correctly, you better watch out. Because that right there is a true power couple. Because there's two people that have been to the depth of hell and lifting themselves out. But now they're not doing it themselves. They're doing it together as one unit. And that right there is a force to be reckoned with. When the man that never been appreciated crosses path with the woman who was never loved correctly, you better watch out. Because that right there is a true power couple.
I mean, I guess. But it sounds like two broken people trying to fix each other. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. But, here's the but. Steve Harvey is not the most on the masculine side of ideas. What I mean by that is he works with women all the time, right? He basically his ideology is centered around the feminine mystique, right? So if you hear content like this and then you go to the comment section and most of the people agreeing are women, then you know you're probably not talking about the right way to do things from a relationship perspective, because then it becomes a women-centered ideology. I mean, I can show this if you want. I didn't even think about this, but when I saw the comments, I was like, there it is. Leslie, absolutely. Man, amen. Some men. Majority will be women eventually. Maybe it's a 50-50, who knows? But there's the example. When you have a lot of women agreeing on something about dating, stay clear.
Men are struggling because their partner does not perceive the pain or sacrifice it takes to get them what they want. He's usually not going to say anything because he loves his partner, but when the effort and sacrifice keep going misunderstood or even complained about, that's when he really feels unappreciated and unloved.
funny about this is, I'll say the exact same thing. Men are extremely easy to please. Women are extremely impossible to please. Y'all change moods and swings and ideas every fucking day. Men, it's consistency. We love consistency. Do this, do this, do this. That's it. And it's easy to do. But forgive me, I don't know anything. I'm just a sad commentator on what a man wants. Look at this person. This goes both ways. No, it fucking doesn't. Alright? Because y'all could fix the relationship easy. And when men try to fix it, y'all say still it's not enough. Can't disagree with this. Where were you when I got kicked out to the ground? Shit happens, man. I'm sorry. One thing I notice about a lot of these videos and comments is when men express true frustration and desire, women will shit on those men. They're either weak, they should do better, they should man up. But when you reverse the exact same situation when women do it, they get a lot of sympathy. It's either you go girl, I'm sorry this shit happened to you. Almost exclusively, that's how it happened. Now, if I was an average person and I read something like that, and I put the same post, right, but for women, I changed literally the same thing for women. I wonder what the average person would think, like, what is going on here? I don't know, man. Things just down the shitter. Like it's nothing.
So one of our followers commented and said, a man who works super hard all day and then comes home to do a few things around the house as well is considered someone doing the bare minimum.
A serious question, ladies. Hypothetical. But the majority of hard labor jobs, on average, pay better than the average non-hard labor job. We're not talking about the high tech. We're not talking about that. Average. That man, on average, will have to work long hours, breaking his back. And I can tell you this from personal experience. I would give the world to somebody because I used to be an electrician. I got sick every week. I couldn't sleep well all the fucking time. I was exhausted from the moment I woke up until the moment I went to bed. And they told me it will get better. It doesn't fucking get better. I got sick all the time. Whether it be from construction dust, heavy load, it doesn't fucking matter. I got so sick to the point to take a week off just to sleep. Mental and physical exhaustion. That's how bad it got. I did that for 2 years. It was a wake up call, man. It told me that the difference that first of all nobody cares about you. And then you saw videos like the men aren't helping around the house enough. Honey, let us swap places. I personally will fix everything in the house. I will clean, cook, take care of the kids, wash all kinds of. I will keep the house so sparkly you won't even have to think about it being dirty. If you did the exact same job I did. Most women do not understand the amount of demand and many times physical hard labor that these jobs require. They don't get it. They haven't lived it. They haven't experienced it. I mean, if I was an outsider and I was like, whatever, man, I can do that. Most people can't. I had to quit. It was too much on my body. I got sick. I genuinely got sick all the time. So, ladies, my piece of advice is don't take your husband's heart for granted. And even if he does just work 40 hours in office, but makes enough money to support you, be grateful that that man is working to provide for the family. I don't know too much about you guys who do dual income. I don't care how you guys organize it. But from a Christian perspective, it does not give you the authority over a man either way. So that conversation is for another day. Respect your husband. It is supposed to be a unity between husband and wife to create a better future for your children. Don't go out there trying to be a boss babe in front of your husband. He will either start despising you or you will despise him for roles that you guys aren't fulfilling. Never, ever, ever take your husband for granted. Because as I was saying earlier, and the gentlemen were talking in the videos earlier, ladies, at some point the men give up. And it's not because they don't want to try. It's because there's nothing else that they can do. Right? One more. Just please. One day at a time.
Everybody thinks the man is supposed to sacrifice his life for everybody else, and he don't get no reward,
No respect.
no enjoyment for it, and
Oh,
no return on it.
this
Man's
one.
happiness don't mean nothing to nobody.
I've seen this before.
The man's peace don't mean nothing to nobody. The man ain't appreciated, homie, till his presence is no longer there. That's the only way he can be appreciated.
Yeah.
The foreign woman, if you give her a bag of fruit, her and her family would appreciate the bag of fruit.
Hey.
The American woman done got so she said, you can't even take me to go get the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
You can't even take me here.
Charleston White. Love the man. This is absolutely correct, unfortunately. It is a tragedy because when men do fulfill their role and are not appreciated, nobody cares. Because nobody cares. That's the fact. Nobody cares about him. But the moment that he stops doing what he usually does, people notice. People become angry at him. People say, why aren't you a real man anymore? The reality is he realized nobody cares about him. Nobody. Sometimes even his kids. I see videos more and more constantly of men saying the following sentence. I don't matter anymore to these people. They hurt, man. Those words hurt. The realization of not being appreciated, absolutely hurtful. And it's not the kind that they lash out. It's kind of the self-peace and the self-realization that because nobody cares about me, nobody appreciates what I do, I'm just gonna let it be. And most men, you know, they kind of come to terms with it because they realize what's the point in trying to force people to care about me if they naturally don't appreciate me. What is the point? Those are the men you gotta watch out for. They got nothing else to lose. And, you know, when you look at the comments, you know, there's people who appreciate it. I get it, you know. Don't get me wrong, I think there's plenty of happy marriages out there and happy relationships and happy people who appreciate other people. I get it. But the majority is unfortunately speaking against us. The majority, frankly, doesn't care about us. There's this famous video about this girl was asking in a video, it's like if men need somebody or need to talk to somebody, who do they call? And I mean, the skit could have been played by anybody, but a young man just said, nobody. I have nobody to talk to because I gotta solve my own issues. Can't rely on other people. So, ladies and gentlemen, few ladies that do listen, please understand this world is already hard as it is. I understand we all got our struggles to understand each other. I get it. It's hard to understand how you females operate from an individual perspective, right? But please don't make the mistake to think that we don't care. All right? Men care about everything. The difference is once we give up, we don't care no longer about nothing. Don't let us reach that point. Appreciate us so that we can continue to do our best. Show that you appreciate us. And if you're in a relationship, you know exactly how to do. Listen to your man. If you're a Christian, you'll understand that listening to your man means full submission. No ifs and buts about it. No conditional submission. If you're not a Christian, I mean, consider your options. Would you rather be contrary to your spouse, your boyfriend, or would you rather listen to what he's saying? Think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not the best at this. I really am not. But I genuinely hope that my words create some form of inspiration and that you can remember what I say and think about what I say. I'm not here to naturally convince you, genuinely convince you. It doesn't matter. But I am trying to spark an inner monologue in you to think about things. The future is bleak if we continue down this path. I have no question about that. But I have hope for the future generation to reverse course in the way that we think about each other, in the non-appreciation for men's side, and the, unfortunately, over-appreciation for women. We need to bring back, or worst case yet, abandon everything. Fuck it. So, gentlemen, my advice for you. This is a hard one. Forget women until you're 30. Work on yourself. Make sure you have a decent, stable job. Create your own job. Be your own boss. Know what your priorities are. If I was you, number one, Christ. Number two, try to help those who need help. And it could be anybody. And number three, make sure that you are thinking about creating a legacy. If that does not involve a woman, make it clear to yourself. For the ladies, this is tricky. It is actually the opposite of men. When you're 18, ask your parents to find a suitable husband. Or if you have an idea, tell your parents about it. Get your father involved. Tell him, hey dad, this is the person I like and I think he's going to be there forever. Tell your dad about it. Tell your dad, I want you to judge this man as harsh as you can. And the father will. On a genuine nature, I don't think there's not a single father out there who doesn't want the best for his children. That should tell you a lot. Marry early. Care for your husband. Care for your family. Appreciate your husband. Things will get better. Even if there is men there who I say, you may not want a wife and children. It's true. The majority of men will. So, it's your lucky day, ladies. And on that note, I will keep bringing on these videos and commenting on different content. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining again. I wish you the best. Be healthy and strong. Pray. Pursue the path of truth. Find Christ. Thank you very much for your time.